The season 16 of SnowRunner, the high voltage is here, and with this season you can get your hands on one new region with 3 maps, 3 new trucks, 2 new trailers, and a bunch of new add-ons. Starting with the new region, in this region we go to Washington. This region has 3 maps, and I think this is the only DLC region in the game that has 3 maps. And this region, Washington, is the last region of the year 4 pass. Your job in this region is to restore the infrastructure and build a hydroelectric power plant. Now for the new trucks. We have 3 new trucks in the game, 1 heavy truck and 2 off-road truck. Let's start with the heavy truck, the Slater ST833 Chimera. This is the big boy of this DLC. This truck has good performance in harsh terrain. It has 69-inch tires. It has its own unique tires and some mud tires. The power to weight ratio of this truck is not that good, and sometimes you can feel that, but I don't think it's going to be a big problem. This truck has switchable all-wheel drive and always-on diff lock. The fuel tank capacity of this truck is 360, plus you have access to 120 extra liters of fuel on the roof rack. But it doesn't end here. This truck has a unique spare wheels and supplies. With this thing you have access to 2 spare wheels, 300 repair parts, and 60 extra liters of fuel. So with this truck you have access to a good amount of fuel, but this truck is not the most fuel efficient truck in the game. Sometimes it feels a bit fuel thirsty. Now for the add-ons, you pretty much have access to all the add-ons in the game, but you have very unique sideboard bed and flatbeds with this truck. First of all, you have a unique loading crane which looks like the KRS Bandit crane. And you can only have this crane with one of the unique beds that you have, the Slater sideboard bed. You cannot have this crane with any other bed of this truck. Now the flatbeds of this truck comes with goodies. The long Slater flatbed comes with 1 spare wheel. The other one comes with the 2 spare wheel, the one that we talked about, the one with the repair parts and fuel. The sideboard bed doesn't have any goodies, but it's a sideboard bed. The 2-slot sideboard bed, you can have the crane with that thing. The long sideboard bed, the 3-slot sideboard bed, you cannot have the crane with that bed. But doesn't matter what bed you are using with this truck, you can always attach a trailer to this vehicle. So overall, I think this truck is going to be a very useful truck in the game. But I don't know why in my head this truck looks like an old man who doesn't have teeth. The next truck is Plat 440 Body. This is an off-road truck with 47-inch tires, raised suspension, switchable diff lock and switchable all-wheel drive, and a fuel tank capacity of 240. Plus 150 repair parts and 80 liters of fuel on the roof rack. With the Plat 440 Body you have access to most of the normal add-ons. You have access to a unique sideboard bed, but with this truck you cannot have the crane plus the sideboard bed or the flatbed. I do really like the way this truck looks. Now the last truck is HIB Billet 1980. This is another off-road truck, and mostly you're going to use this truck as your scout or the support vehicle. And it has some good add-ons for being a support vehicle. With this truck you have access to 49-inch tires, a raised suspension, a fuel tank capacity of 180, always on all-wheel drive and switchable diff lock. You have access to some add-ons with this truck like 1-slot or 2-slot bed. With the 1-slot bed you can have the crane too. But the really cool thing about this truck is the HIB Billet van body add-on. With this unique add-on you have access to 600 repair parts, 4 spare wheels and 300 liters of fuel. And on top of that, you have access to 350 repair parts and 120 liters of fuel on the roof rack of this truck. So overall, you can have access to so much fuel and repair parts. And with this truck, you have access to autonomous winch too. So this truck has everything you need to be a rescue or scout or support vehicle in a SnowRunner. Now for the trailers, we have two new trailers. Both of these trailers are for logging. The first one is the extended double logging semi-trailer. With this semi-trailer, you can carry one pack of short logs and one pack of long logs at the same time. But this trailer is very big, and whatever truck you're using for carrying that amount of log is going to be a very powerful truck. The next trailer is the foldable logging semi-trailer. With this trailer, you can carry long logs. But when the trailer is empty, you can fold it so it's easier to travel with this trailer. But this trailer requires a new unique add-on, the Hydro Lift saddle. So you need this add-on to use that trailer. But I don't understand what trucks are the ones that have this add-on and what trucks are the ones that doesn't have it. For example, Kenworth 963 doesn't have access to this add-on, but Mac Defense has, or as of 73210 has access to this add-on. But the new Western Star 6900 XD doesn't have access to this add-on. So you just have to test it for yourself to see your favorite truck has access to this add-on or not. And that's it for today's video. I see you in the next one.